And we have 4 heats of the men's 60 metres hurdles to come. Well, we've just had some terrific women's 60 metres hurdles. If the men can emulate that, we're in for some thrills, even though it's only the first round. And we've got 2 very good athletes in lanes 1 and 2, Damien Chikir and Enrique Llopis. Chikir made the final of the World Championships in Eugene in 2022. 13 times national champion. Enrique Llopis ran 7:48 to equal his own national record, not once but twice in Madrid last week. Next to him, Theo Pedre, just 19 years of age. Very much a newcomer to this level of competition, but has some good credentials in age group competitions. Adelkeida Laringa of Portugal, Pan American under-20 silver medalist back more than a decade ago. Matteo Jacquet, Switzerland, and then we have the man who once upon a time was the Italian record holder before the arrival of Lorenzo Simonelli, Hassan Fasano, but we're moving on quickly to Jos van Heldermond. Hails from Leiden. Ran his personal best here at this very track 2 weeks ago, 7:79, and on the outside, Gregory Minka. Personal best of 7:60. He's in good form at the moment, the German on the outside. But we're keeping our eyes on lanes 1 and 2, Chikir and Llopis. And just a reminder, qualification is the same as the women. First 3 automatically go through, 4 fastest non-automatic qualifiers. So Chikir shakes his legs out from the inside. Chikir, Llopis, Pedre, Larinaga, Jacquet, Fofana, Hellemont and Minka. Well, Llopis didn't have the better start. On the inside, Minka doing well. Now Llopis starting to motor. Those last 2 hurdles were really, really good from the Spaniard. Unofficially 7:54. Get confirmation of the time. It's just been moved down to 7:53. Good run from Llopis, just 500ths away from his own Spanish record. Pedre coming through as a second qualifier, the 19-year-old, really raising his game, and Minka takes the 3rd automatic qualifying mark. Minka, good start.
It was a strong start from Chikir and Llopis and Pedro there. Chikir, I don't know what went wrong for the Polish athlete. He just couldn't quite keep that momentum going after the good start. And such a fast finish from Gregory Minot of Germany. Out in lane 8 on his own. He didn't have the other athletes pushing him around him, but executed a great race. Llopis, for me, he's been so consistent in the last fortnight. There's men that have run faster, and we'll see them in the coming heats. But Llopis, you remember that horrible fall in Istanbul? He came in ranked number 1. He fell off the final hurdle and knocked himself out. And it would be lovely redemption for me if Enrique Llopis took the gold medal. But we've got to get through the rounds first. They're very tough. But this is going to be a super competitive men's 60 hurdles.
And we've got 3 more heats to come, which are absolutely loaded. But there you can see Llopis wins with 7:53. Pedre 7:68 and Minoué 7:69.
Well, Czechia might get a lifeline there in the 770. We'll have to see how that goes over the next few. 670, 770. I'm writing down the 770. I'm getting very confused here. So 1 heat already of the men's 60-metre hurdles. 3 more to go. And there's the 8 athletes on your screen. And Ali Bakari, the new Belgian national record holder, going in lane 5. He's had a bit of a disrupted season, a great start with that 7:51, and then hasn't quite found his groove since. But Simonelli, season opener for the Italian, the European champion, the silver medalist from Glasgow indoors. So he knows how to run well in indoors. And I thought with the elongated season, we might see athletes do a bigger indoor season and then recover and then come back out a bit later. But Simonelli deciding to start the whole process as late as possible. Lots of Dutch young fans, I'm sure, holding on for the mixed 4x4. It'll be our final event this evening in 25 minutes' time, featuring Femke Bol. And, they will all be waiting. I didn't see Lika Klaver in that warm-up shot there. I don't know if they were resting Lika Klaver for the individual event and maybe the women's 4x4 later.
Well, she said at the press conference that she was probably only going to do 2 events, but she did leave it open that maybe a 3rd event. It was a big group of people warming up, though. I'm not sure whether she was there or not.
So, Gustav Kilian of Poland takes lane 1. Damien Czakir in the fastest non-automatic qualifying spot at the moment. Emo Laka of Finland goes in lane 2. The 20-time national champion in Finland, Daniel Garoda from Great Britain and Northern Ireland, takes lane 3. 19-year-old is the reigning indoor and outdoor British champion. Balint Shelez of Hungary takes lane 4. Season's best 7.79 this season. There's Eli Bakari. He was a decathlete till 2022. Last year was his first full year as a hurdler, and it went extremely well. Made the final in Rome. There is Lorenzo Simonelli, his first race since the Diamond League final in the outdoor season. And what sort of shape is the outdoor European champion bringing here to Apeldoorn? Alin Alton of Romania goes in lane 7 in his 13th race of the season. And Wilhelm Belosian all the way out in lane 8. We saw this in the women's race, some of the high-profile athletes on the outer lanes. And a random lane draw for the opening round, and then it gets shuffled out as you win your heats. But Belosian, winner of the national championships over Kwaou-Mathey and Theo Pedra. We've seen Pedra just qualify in the first heat. But Belosian, personal best of 7.42 from the European Indoor Championships, where he won in Torun in 2021. Serious competitor. This is a loaded heat with Bakari, Simonelli and Belosian. To remember, first 3 automatically qualify for tomorrow morning's semi-final. Great start from Simonelli of Italy at the moment, leading the way with Eli Bakari. But look at Wilhelm Belosian on the outside. Belosian of France glides away. 7.46. That is a great clocking from Belosian. It equals his season's best from Levan. He set that behind Grant Holloway at the World Indoor Tour. Belosian actually won the World Indoor Tour overall in the end. So Belosian, it wasn't the fastest of starts from the Frenchman. Maybe it was the camera angle deceiving me. But Eli Bakari equals his own national record. I wasn't aware that was also an under-23 record. Bakari in great form, getting his season back on track with the 2nd place here.
Well, it wasn't the quickest of starts from Belosian, but he really got into his stride. Bit of woodwork being shattered there over the last 2 hurdles. Belosian really laid down the gauntlet. Bakari on his inside doing so well. European under-23 record recently introduced. Simonelli struggling though. Yeah, crashes through that last hurdle. Just wait for confirmation as to whether he's got through automatically. No, he's going to probably have to wait and see whether he gets through as a fastest loser. Kilian got up on the inside. A bit difficult to spot the pole on the inside while we're paying attention to Belosian, but Kilian gets through as the 3rd automatic qualifier. Simonelli just doesn't look sharp, does he, compared to what he was doing last year when he got the World Indoor Silver Medal?
Well, he's not raced for months and months and months. It's a gamble coming here, really, Simonelli. But 7.66 at the moment. Him and Laka both faster than the 4th place finisher, Czakir, in the first heat. We are going to get 4 time qualifiers. So hopefully Simonelli can just warm into this competition here and start waking up those competitive instincts.
Yes, I think well, we go from one Spaniard to another in lane 1. Abel Jordan, rapidly rising star of Spanish athletics, still just 21 years of age and also a terrific sprinter as well. A 6.54 man. There's Jordan. US-based, a bit like Lester Lesque. Originally, his family comes from Cuba. Alongside him, Daniel Esses, European Under-18 champion back in 2016, that inaugural championship. Here's the defending champion, the man who had a gold medal around his neck in Istanbul and has got gold on his bib here. Michael Abasuye made the World Indoor Championships final last year. And a big cheer, of course, for Job Gerds, 3 times national indoor champion last 3 years. Filip Jako Demsar of Slovenia. Slovenian number 1 and 8 times champion outdoors at 110 metres hurdles. Christoph Pangiotis Rumtsios of Greece, another 21-year-old. But on the outside, just Kwaou-Mathey, perhaps one of the other favourites to go through from this heat. All eyes on Jason Joseph, rounding into form very nicely. Ran 7:45 in St. Gallen. So one of the quickest times in Europe this year when he won the Swiss Championships a couple of weeks ago. Has run 7:41, which was his personal best when he flew to that time in Istanbul 2 years ago. So Joseph in lane 3. Keep an eye out, though, for Obersuye and Kwaou-Mathey. 7:72 at the moment is the 4th non-automatic qualifier. Well, sluggish start from Obersuye, but alongside him, Jason Joseph, and Gerd's running well. But on the near side, coming through very strongly, Kwaou-Mathey. Well, his compatriot Belosian was in the far lane as well, and Kwaou-Mathey comes through. 7:47 for Kwaou-Mathey, a season's best for last year's World Indoor Championships bronze medalist. Defending champion Jason Joseph looking very relaxed. 7:56, and a big cheer, as you can hear, when it's announced that Job Gerds gets through as the 3rd automatic qualifier.
Well, that makes 3 Frenchmen into the final. Apeldoorn missed his last competition in Madrid, and he didn't look as sharp as he looked in the national championships in Spain on the inside lane. But just Kwaou-Mathey, that was brilliant. He lost to Wilhelm Belosian in the French national championships, but that was great from just Kwaou-Mathey, and he knows how to get on these European podiums. Jason Joseph, I don't know what to make of that. It's fine. He's got the job done, but. Yeah, with the days, they're not running again until tomorrow morning. I don't think Jason Joseph would be holding anything back intentionally. So I'm surprised to be nearly a 10th down on the Frenchman. I mean, that doesn't look that good for the defending champion.
I can't disagree with anything that you say, but I just think he was taking that fairly calmly, just making sure, as you say, got the job done. I think the semi-finals we'll see. We'll really see whether he's come here in top form or he's just really just a little bit less at the type of level that he was in Istanbul. But having said that, he did run the 7:45 2 weeks ago at the Swiss Championships. So he's done some good times this season. Ferrani's not a character who's short of confidence. I'm not particularly worried by the fact that he didn't take his 3rd jump.
Well, we shall see. The gamble paid off. Over to the 4th and final heat. So we're picking up 4 time qualifiers. Elmo Laka is the slowest at the moment at 7:69. Good cheer for Timo Costa in lane 1 in front of the home crowd. It's our penultimate race of the evening, just that mixed 4x4 final to come. Niccolò Giacolone of Italy goes in lane 2. Asier Martinez, Spain. We saw Llopis win the opening heat in 7:53. Apeldoorn is the fastest of the time qualifiers at the moment. Miktat Savla of Turkey goes in lane 4. Santeri Kusanimi of Finland in 5. Jakub Szymanski goes in lane 6. 7:39 in February for him to go top of the European list. 3rd in the world list for this season. 2nd fastest European ever. And Manuel Mordi goes in lane 7. He'll be looking to join his teammate Minot, qualified automatically in the first heat. Enzo Dessel of Austria goes in lane 9. So it's only Colin Jackson has ever run faster than Jakub Szymanski, the Polish athlete, in lane 6. It was really quite some run. There's even a comment from Jason Joseph in the press conference to say, when he saw the times from Szymanski, calm down, we've got weeks to go. Szymanski, he has maintained the form on the circuit, and he just that one standout performance underneath 7:40. Seen his teammate Kilian qualifying the 2nd heat. And unfortunately, check here, it's going to be having to wait on a time qualifying mark. It might be just outside that at the moment. But this, the 4th and final heat. trying to qualify for tomorrow morning's semi-final for the men's 60 hurdles. And they race to the first hurdle of 5, pretty even in the middle. Martinez trying to separate himself. Spurter, that is some run from Jakub Szymanski. Dessel of Austria clattered into the third hurdle, knocked over the second, fell over the third. He's halfway down the track. But Szymanski, that's the best he's looked since that 7:39. 7:51 looking very, very smooth. Martinez, there was no one really to choose over those first couple of hurdles. Great to see Martinez separate himself and give us 3 men through to the final. And a good finish from Sevilla as well. Try and sort out those time qualifiers for you as the times in this heat are confirmed.
Szymanski, though, as Hannah was saying, looking very good in this heat. Have a couple of indifferent races in the recent weeks, but now really starting to click. Diesel goes down, which is a shame for the young reigning European 110 metres champion on the outside, but Szymanski, well, not quite as quick as the Frenchman Belosian and Kwaou-Mathey, but still very much laying down a marker. Clatters through a couple of the hurdles, but he's so strong, can take them in his stride. They don't really cause him too many problems with his rhythm. And there's the poles. Sevilla, well, I don't know whether he's gone through as a fastest automatic qualifier. Oh, makes it through as an automatic qualifier.
So no time qualifiers from there. Giacalone and Costa, unfortunately, not fast enough. So the time qualifiers, Apeldoorn will make it. 3 Spanish athletes in the final. Lorenzo Simonelli gets another chance to get his season on track. Obasoy makes it 2 Belgians in. And, it's great to see, some nations in there. The French guys, all 3 of them through, all 3 of the Spaniards. They're really going to be gunning for it.
There we have the complete lineup of the men who will progress to the semi-final tomorrow. Belosian, the quickest man, the 2021 champion, 7:46, and not very far behind him on terms of times. Just Kwaou-Mathey, his compatriot, 7:47. Going through as fastest non-automatic qualifiers. Hordan, Simonelli, the defending European outdoor champion, along with Owasui and Lakara as well.
2 races left for this first full day here at the European Indoor Championships. Semi-final number 1 for the men features plenty of talent. You mentioned championship records in the men's triple jump. Colin Jackson, 7:39, really could be under danger in this event. So much talent here. Lorenzo Simonelli of Italy opened his seasons yesterday, and he was pretty good till the last hurdle, the European outdoor champion. Job Gerds goes in lane 2. Season's best yesterday for the Dutch athlete in front of his home crowd. And he gets another good cheer today. Eli Bakari equalled his own national record yesterday behind Wilhelm Belosian, the Frenchman in the lane next to him again today. There is Belosian. He was the fastest qualifier yesterday, equalled his season's best of 7:46. And he said he was underwhelmed. He thought he was going to go faster. Enrique Llopis takes lane 5. He's had a great fortnight. Won the national championships, then equalled the national record that he still holds with Orlando Ortego. Second Spaniard in this race in lane 6, Asier Martinez, for 60 yesterday. He didn't look fantastic, Martinez. Krzysztof Kilian goes in lane 7 for Poland and needs every bit of his season's best form if he wants to make it to the final. And Elmo Laka of Finland takes lane 8. He would have just seen 2 of his female teammates make the final. And he's had good form this year, very close to his personal best. And lane 8 seems to be suiting people here in the sprint hurdles so far. Simonelli opening your season at European Championships. That's pretty bold. I think Simonelli perhaps needed a bit of extra time after a big outdoor campaign last year to get ready for the indoor season. So question marks over the Italian. Can he raise his game in his second race of the year to get into the top 3 automatic spots? Bakari, Belosian, Llopis, clearly in very good form. Martinez on his day, very capable of making this final. On their way, race to the first hurdle, perhaps goes to Belosian. Wilhelm Belosian in the middle of the field, striding away here. He's taken Llopis with him. Was that Job Gerds with another fantastic run in front of the home crowd. He might have snuck that third place. It's a photo at the moment between Gerds and Martinez, but Bolossian, absolutely perfect. 7:44, faster than qualification. Bolossian says he thinks he's in personal best form. And to bring a season's best to the semi-final stage. Often the semi-final and the final are in the same session at the championships. And this longer recovery for the athletes. I think it's good. I think it's a nice long recovery. And the Yopis, wow. He's just been running the same time over and over again. And the cheer from the home crowd there. Gerds has been given the nod ahead of Martinez. A new personal best for him. And automatically through to the final. It's a strong, strong top three there. Martinez and Simonelli. Outside, they'll have to wait 7:56 and 7:60 for Simonelli.
Such a challenging discipline, Hannah. The slightest mistake and you mess up your race. Bolossian there, fabulous with that 7:44, a season's best, delivering and winning by a comfortable margin. Great running too from those behind him. In second place, Lopez of Spain, 7:49. And a personal best for Geerts. Nice to see that home advantage helping the Dutchman at the top of that shot. Second one to come. Martinez and Simonelli will have to wait and see if they get through okay. And these are the last two races of the morning. I say morning, we keep saying morning. It's gone 2 o'clock here in Apeldoorn. There's the lineup for this second semi-final. The last race of the first session. I nearly said morning session. The first session here on day 2 at these championships. It's the 60-metre hurdles men's semi. And somewhat bizarrely, all 3 medalists from Istanbul 2 years ago go in this second semi. And I can tell you that's exactly what was the case in the women's semi-finals. All 3 medalists were in the second semi-final. Anyway, Apeldoorn of Spain, Jordan, the 21-year-old, goes in lane 1. Miktat Sevler of Turkey in 2. Then Jason Joseph, the defending champion, set his personal best of 7:41 2 years ago when he won in Istanbul. The Swiss in lane 3, going really well. 7:56 in his heat last night. Théo Pedre of France goes in lane 4, just 19 years old. Pedre, best of 7:61. Kwaou-Mathey, the bronze medalist from Istanbul, the 25-year-old, goes in 5 for France. They already have the winner of the first heat, Bolossian, winning that one. They could get 3 into the final if their fellas go well in this one. That's the Pole, Jakub Szymanski, the silver medalist from Istanbul. He's still only 22, great talent. 7:39 is PB. Gregory Minuet of Germany, second in the German championships, close to his personal best last night in the heats. Michael Obersuye of Belgium completes the lineup there in lane 8. His idol, by the way, is Andy Pozzi, world indoor champion back in 2018, the Brit who recently announced his retirement. And he is, likewise, he's a tall lad, is Obersuye on the left as we see them in lane 8. He's 189 tall, 6'2". But Jason Joseph, bronze medalist last summer in Rome over 110-metre hurdles. He is the reigning European indoor champion. Can he maintain his challenge here to retain that title by moving through to the final tonight? 7th in the World Championships in Budapest a couple of years ago outdoors. He's a very, very consistent performer. Jordan of Spain in 1, Sevler of Turkey 2, Joseph there in the red of Switzerland in 3, Pedro France 4, Kwaou-Mathey of France 5, Szymanski Poland 6, Munet and Obersuye. Really good start there from Jason Joseph, but also brilliant running here from Szymanski. Look at Szymanski, and he takes it there from Kwaou-Mathey. The time, Szymanski, Kwaou-Mathey, and we will have to wait and see who took third. It was tighter for third. I think the winning time will come through. It matters not for the fellas in the first 3, apart from the fact that it gets them a better lane draw. 7:49. Remember, Bolossian winning the first heat semi-final in 7:44. Same time for Kwaou-Mathey. The Frenchman was coming back at Szymanski. Brilliant run from the silver medalist from 2 years ago, and he loves that. And Obersuye takes third place, 7:55. Jason Joseph run out of it. Goodness me, the defending champion, who's been in good form, 7:45 this winter. A couple of weeks ago, actually, in St. Gallen in Switzerland. Joseph couldn't get it right at all today. Szymanski, Kwaou-Mathey and Obersuye through to the final.
Obasui had a poorly timed Achilles injury mid-season. He started great, the Belgian athlete, and then he's had a slump. He's had some struggles, and then he's back in form. What a day to bring a season's best, similar to Rita Herska. And Apeldoorn, he has made it through as a time qualifier. You can see that little Q popping up there, and that does mean that Job Gerds, apologies, he was automatic. Asier Martinez makes the final, so we will have 3 Spaniards in the final, but that is a real dip for the line. All of these athletes, and really surprising to see Jason Joseph. I don't know, we can't see him in this clip here, whether he just sort of stood up when he realised that the race wasn't going his way, but great to see Jordan make it all the way through to the final. He's a really exciting young talent. Szymanski, unfortunately, the outdoor champion, not quick enough today.
No, brilliant seeding, as in the women's semi-finals, Hannah, the first 4 from each heat, each semi going through. So the non-automatic qualifiers, 1 from each semi. That's kind of the way you want it to be. There it is. Confirmation of those who have qualified from the semi-finals. Bolossian the fastest of them all with that season's best 7:44 from the first semi. Szymanski the winner of the second semi, 7:49. It's going to be tight, isn't it? Look at those times from the semi-finals over this last 20 minutes or so. Those finals round off the second day here late tonight, where we'll be covering absolutely everything, of course. And 3 Spanish in the final. Who'd have thought?
Well, I was remembering the clean sweep for the French team in Prague in 2015. And I was thinking of Theo Pedro, the youngest French athlete. If he could just make it in the final, could that happen? I don't think we'll get a clean sweep, but great to see the experience of Llopis and Martinez there, but with the youngster Jordan as well.
There is Apeldoorn, very good 60-metre sprinter without the barriers as well. He's the fastest Spaniard, just 21 years of age, US-based.
Well, it's time for the final event of this second day, the men's 60-metre hurdles. The women's race was quite something. It'll take something very, very special indeed to top that, but let's see what they can do here. We are guaranteed a new champion. The champion of 2023 did not qualify, Jason Joseph. This is a race that has many great past winners. Colin Jackson winning 3 times, his championship record set in 1994. Jackson, of course, with 7:30, long time the world record holder. He holds the championship record too at 7:39. France, by the way, have won 4 of the last 10 titles. They are fabulously strong in depth in this one, and there are 2 French in this race. 3 Spanish, though. There's Jordan. He goes in lane 1. Spanish 60 flat champion this year. He's run 10-1 for 100 as Jordan. He's only 21, such a talent. Obasui, he goes in lane 7. Michael Obasui of the Netherlands, 7th at the World Indoors last year. He had a great 2024, semi-finalist the Olympics last summer. Obasui in lane 7. There is Geerts, Job Geerts, 3 times the Dutch champion. Won his national title here a couple of weeks ago, and then was in his semi-final, ran much faster, a personal best 7:54. Kwaou-Mathey of France, bronze medalist at the World Indoors last year, bronze medalist at the European Indoors 2 years ago. He's a very consistent athlete. He goes in 4. There we saw Martinez. There's Bolossian, perhaps the favourite. Won in 2021 this title 4 years ago. He won his semi-final in 7:44 as season's best. There is Szymanski of Poland, the only Pole in this final, 2nd in Istanbul 2 years ago. Only 22 years old. He goes in lane 6 up against Bolossian. That's where there could be all the tight racing. By the way, Llopis of Spain, one of that trio of Spaniards, is a non-starter. That's a very late withdrawal from him. Must have felt something in warm-up. Well, Igor Kazanov of Latvia won this title 4 times between 1990 and 1998. Colin Jackson was quite something with 3 titles. France's Martineau Lagarde took medals at 4 consecutive championships between 2013 and 2019, including gold in 2015. The French are very, very proud of their record in this event. They almost feel it's their property, although the reigning champion for in a few more minutes is Jason Joseph of Switzerland. He won 2 years ago in Istanbul in a fast 7:41. But who will take this one? As you can see, Llopis in lane 3 is a withdrawal. That means it's empty. Jordan and Geerts a little separated from the rest. Kwaou-Mathey and Blossian will be alongside each other. Kwaou-Mathey, by the way, the bronze medalist of the world indoors last year, former footballer from Paris, took the bronze medal at the European Championships in Munich back in 2022. He's a very, very consistent performer, Kwaou-Mathey. Here we go then. The final event of this second day here in Apeldoorn. The men's 60-metre hurdles. In lane 1, Apeldoorn of Spain. Lane 2, Job Geerts of the Netherlands. Then in lane 4, Kwaou-Mathey. Lane 3 is empty. In 5, Willem Belossian of France. In 6, Jakub Szymanski. In 7, Michael Obosuyi next to the pole. He's from Belgium, Obosuyi. And in 8, Asier Martinez, the European champion in Munich 22 in lane 8. Could we get a surprise here? The women's race went pretty much to form with the big three getting 1, 2, 3. Really good start there from Szymanski of Poland, but look at Belossian leading very tight this one. Belossian, oh my word, and Szymanski takes it. Another surprise on this second day. Jakub Szymanski, the silver medalist in Istanbul 2 years ago, goes one better. 7:39, his personal best a month ago in Lodz. 7:43, good enough here tonight for that. And he is the only athlete who's gone quicker than that this year. He did start as fastest on paper, and that was absolutely brilliant. But against the strength of Belossian, the winner 4 years ago, I thought maybe the Frenchman might shade it. He was so quick in qualifying, 7:44. But Szymanski there, absolutely fabulous, quick out of the blocks, and he withstood the challenge from the brace of Frenchmen to his left. Superb. He's a big fella too, 6'3". He's just got to make room for those hurdles, really, with that height. And they will be loving that one in his club in Sopot on the Polish coast. Wow, Poland are having a great championships. Is building so well for them.
Well, that's the first Polish win since 1984 in this event. Romuald Geigel, I'm wondering where he is now watching this, because Jakub Szymanski's taken over him. That's a superb run. Szymanski really quick out of his blocks. He's had a difficult season. He came out absolutely flying with a 7:39 in Lodz at the start of February. That moved him up to second on the European all-time list. But then he's had a few very erratic and very disappointing races, but nothing disappointing about this 7.5 seconds worth of just sheer thrills and excitement. Crisp hurdling, Belossian pressuring him all the way down this infield in this Omnisport Apeldoorn arena, but Szymanski takes it with that exaggerated dip. We've seen that with many, many top hurdlers, and we were talking about Colin Jackson. He perfected that exaggerated dip, and it's taken Jakub Szymanski to gold, just holding off the 2021 European indoor champion.
But you know what? I reckon Belossian led over the first couple of flights. I think he came out of the blocks better, but Szymanski doubled down approaching hurdle 3. Almost kicked in, just worked so hard to get it back on terms with the Frenchman to his left. And that eased him past the pair of them, Belossian and Kwaou-Mathey. The French do take silver and bronze. Apeldoorn, the best of the trio of Spaniards. Remember, Lopich didn't start, of course, but Jourdan taking fourth there, 7:54. Another fabulous race. I'm not sure it matches that European record in the women's contest a few minutes earlier. Kambunji, remembers, 7:67. Championship record, European record. But again, a brilliant contest there to close this second day. And it leaves you breathless, almost, doesn't it? Those 1,500 finals, the 60 hurdle finals, the prospects of some fantastic performances coming up on the second day of that heptathlon.
What a way to finish the action there. Jakub Szymanski, 7:43 from Willem Belossian, 7:45. And Just Kwaou-Mathey back on the podium as well, 7:50, another European indoor medal for him. Apeldoorn, best of the Spanish athletes in the end. Good to see the youngster up in fourth place. He'll go in the men's 60 metres tomorrow. That gets underway. We will crown the fastest man in Europe across the day tomorrow. But as Tim said, the action does get started with the heptathlon, and they'll be tackling those 5 barriers as well. The 60-metre hurdle. Sander Skotheim going in overnight with a lead by some 40 points ahead of Simon Ehammer, the Norwegian, with that great 2:19. Loads of points for him, so plenty to look forward to on the third day.
Hello, I'm Leonardo Fabri, and you must subscribe to the European Athletics channel, because otherwise I'm gonna fight you.